So we have 1.5 minutes, and I'll count down the last 10 seconds, and then we will start in 1.5 minutes. And the audience are not to clap when you see someone you like, someone you don't like, if you get applause, that would be nice. But otherwise, the audience can be happy and a bit quiet. That would be nice, but we'll show better for now. So that's 1 minute to start, so you can begin focus. Drink the last sip of some drink. Stand up, sit down, be ready 1 minute. You can begin to try to be quiet. As I said, you're allowed to talk, but don't talk too loud, please. So 30 seconds. Seconds. So, and please don't touch them yet. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You can begin. Best of luck.
Hello and welcome to the Nordic Championship. It's the second round and now it's the pairs. So to say, right away to the final. We had an individual round before, and here with you today is me, Emilia Lieberman, better known as Puzzle with Emilia, and
Carsten Juhl Andersen from Denmark. Yeah. I've been one of the staff here at the Danish Championships the previous years. So
yes.
Helping around here.
Absolutely, and now first question is, you probably already saw it there a little bit, what is the puzzle, but let us show it to you actually, so you don't need to...
Slowly uncover it. Oh, I know that.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is actually from the new catalog of this year. I think is it called Marketplace? So yeah, Colorful Markets, kind of like a series. So we have seen other puzzles from the same series as well, and yeah, this is absolutely fantastic. And I think out of this series, people probably like this one almost the most. There is also the horrible one with the boats. Then we have had also the one with the flowers, for example, on in the Belgium Championship. And then there's also the fruits and vegetables market that's also seen actually in the Belgium Championship. So yeah, very kind of like a different choice.
You're on big screen now, so put it up.
Yeah. We'll find
this
it.
One. Let's see. So yeah, very, very colorful puzzle. I think very interesting to do with the pair. Even though there's like a lot of things going on, a lot of jars and a lot of spices, I would say, there is such a colors that you can actually easily describe what you're doing.
Yeah.
Because a lot of puzzles are actually easy to split, but they're hard to describe. And when you're working with a pair, you also need to be sure that you are able to explain of like what are you actually doing.
Maybe you can put the puzzle on now. Did I do it right?
So yeah, very different kind of choice, because the last one we actually saw was like an older puzzle, like published like years and years ago, and this one is new.
This is from the new catalog.
Yes, yes, literally like fresh from this year.
I bought it, but I didn't do it yet. I bought it at the Danish Championship, so it was just just came out here in the spring, I think.
I've seen it many times, and I've seen other people doing it, and I have not.
But you haven't done it?
No, because I haven't really done puzzles this year. So especially if the new catalog, I probably have done like any of them, unless it has been in a competition that I've been at.
You have been so busy helping others
with yeah, I still love coaching. That's why I'm also here commentating. I'm trying to find my new roles, kind of in the puzzle world. So I'm almost calling myself a retired competitor at this point. But yeah, I really still want to do puzzles because it's sometimes people like the image can look easier and you're like, oh yeah, I would do this and this, and then you actually do the puzzle and you're like, let me backtrack from everything I've ever said.
It's fun. I like to compete, even though I'm not among the best at all. But it's still fun to compete.
Yeah, and now chat, let's do better than last round, because this is going to be a quick one, so we cannot wait like 20 minutes to get your guesses on the winning time on this one. So put it in the chat, what do you think will be the fastest time on this round? An interesting fact, this round's time limit is actually 60 minutes, and I don't often see that
I
time
haven't seen
limit
that in a competition before.
for
That's
pairs.
very short.
It's like usually at least the same amount as for individuals.
We are among very good puzzlers.
Yeah.
So because if this was a national championship, there would be so many that didn't finish, and it's a bad idea to have a puzzle that you don't finish if it's for a lot of people, because then that's disappointing.
Yeah, exactly. But I do like how they did the time limit. So today all the rounds have much tighter time limit than they have tomorrow in the open category.
Yeah, exactly. Because today it's a championship.
Exactly.
So now we have the best.
Yeah, exactly.
It's probably almost the same tomorrow, but there will also be more, probably most locally Danes, I would think.
Exactly.
That comes because they got a spot there. There's also more competitors tomorrow.
Yeah. Yes,
but
there is. We actually
right now, should we just recap a little bit? We had the individual already.
Yeah, let's recap. I'm just going to tell you one guess from the chat is somebody saying this is going to be ready in 90 minutes and 55 seconds. We'll see in 50 minutes if it's ready.
Yeah, I think that could
but
be
yes,
so.
please do the recap, because this is interesting.
The recap, then this is the second round of the Nordic Championship 2026 here in Denmark, Køge. And we are sitting here right now in the beginning of the second final, which is the pairs. In the first round we had, just look at it, the results. We had Madeline Helsen as number one at 63, 36, sorry.
Yeah.
36. And then Kirsten from Norway, number 2, Katrin and Kerstin from Sweden 3 and 4. Then we had Hanna Laikonen from Finland as 5, Emilia Persson 6 from Sweden, Bodil Norberg number 7 from Sweden, Peter Rasmussen from Denmark number 8, Jatta Kontinen.
Jatta Kontinen.
Oh, yeah. 9, and number 10 was Sabine Ruski. That's what I hear. It's called. So these are the top 10. I will calculate in a few minutes. I will calculate how the score is, but it's not difficult to see that the Swedes probably, because we have this Nordic for a country classification too. So we will see. I think that the Swedes won it last year.
Yeah. Yes, they did.
Unless something.
But it's going to be interesting with this pairs. You can actually see there, for example, the Finnish pair over there who was third this year in the Finnish championship pairs. Just we moved the camera, but that was the third best. And they have already apparently done this under 20. Apparently in my Speedpuzzling there's a time. Somebody pointed out in the chat.
Thank you very much.
Exactly.
I can say a little bit about the top, let's say the top 3 in the different countries. In Denmark it was Iris Bakker and Sofie Juhl Andersen that won. Katja Rasmussen og Johanne Harsted was second, and Sofie og Josefine was third. I know that Sofie is puzzling with another teammate this year, but let's see. In Norway it was Kristen or Linda, and Linda that was number 1. Line Beate og Veronica Næss second. Lynn Mette Danielsen and Ingrid Moon number 3. So we'll have to look for those maybe.
Yeah.
From Norway, from Sweden. I think I made a mistake here.
Yeah, you have individuals
Yeah,
there.
I'll find that. And from Finland, you are the winner, together with Stephanie.
Stephanie Buller, yeah. Steffi, I just call her Steffi.
You can say the other names.
It's good. We have the most like easiest name because either one is like actually Finnish name. So.
That's right. And then second was Ria Luita.
Yeah, we have Ria Luhtala and Laura Gien also here today, but I don't think I saw their table just yet. And then we have Rosa and Hanna that we just saw earlier. I'm breaking my mic, sorry.
Don't think so. So we'll look at these. I'll find the Swedes in a moment. I made a mistake here in my preparation.
But I think there is very strong pair from Sweden. So if you can see Emilia Persson, who was actually the second fastest in the Swedish Championship individual, and she's actually pairing up with Madeleine, who just won the last round. So that's a very strong pair over there. And Emilia Persson was also the fastest Swede in the World Series just like a couple weeks ago. So I'm gonna try keep an eye on that pair. Other strong pairs as well, of course. And as you can see here, we're going kind of like through all the all the tables there. And here, of course, obviously, you only have pairs. You don't have like mixed pairs. You can't do that in the Nordics. You have to present the same country, of course.
So this is also a difference from the national championships, because in the national championships, to make often the best puzzlers have more opportunities, they go to multiple national championships.
Yeah.
So normally in the national championships there is champions from the country, and then there's the international teams.
Yeah.
They don't count in the nationals, but they
Yeah.
also get a prize. The number one get a prize.
Yeah.
Here in the Nordics, it's only when you come from that country you can be part of this competition. Tomorrow in the opening is different.
Yeah, definitely. So that actually, even if my pair would come, I don't think we would qualify. Because we qualify in Finland because we've been living there for years and years and years. But not actually that we would have both Finnish citizenship. That's why we were disqualified 2 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here we have the list from I had made a mistake when I found it. The Tyr and Tobias was number one pair in the Swedish national.
Yeah, unfortunately not competing today.
And then there was Katarina and Magdalena Svensson was number two in the Swedish, and then Sandra Thor and Sabine Ruski, I think, was number three.
Yeah, and of the Svenssons pair, they actually practice together, so that can also make a huge difference. Because especially if you've done that specific puzzle as a pair, it's different if you have done both individually. But if you actually have done it as a pair, because a lot of times where you could kind of like optimize and make your time better is kind of like those, like to know who does and what. Like what works the best actually together. But here we can like literally see, we're looking at the tables, people really starting with those like brightest colors. We have this like a very bright, you can see that little green part over there. This kind of like almost like little lines. I don't even know, I think there's some kind of like a fabric thing. I don't know how would you...
Yeah, I think so. It looks like different ropes, but
yeah.
This is food, so I don't know if it's a kind of plastic. I'm not sure. I think it's food and
yeah.
Doesn't matter. It's the blue
exactly.
bigger blue part.
Exactly. It's easy to even describe. Like I do the blue, but you cannot mistake and do anything else on the puzzle.
But what do you think? There's a lot of the same colors, different places in the puzzle.
That is true. I think what comes down to this that the other one should be probably working on the jars. Or the spices, while the other one, I don't know what would I call this, like the top part.
That's some
of
grains.
that.
That's some kind of grains or
Just so like
spices. I think
yeah,
it's,
that are just hanging from
yeah.
there, because those are texture was very different. So I think that's kind of like easy to explain that I will be working on those, because if they both work on the
you
spices.
don't have to look at the colors there. You more look at the.
Yeah,
texture.
because I think if both work on the spices, literally every spice is like one piece or two pieces. So then like you have to actually really keep an eye on what your pair is doing if you're both working on the same area. And I think you lose the benefit from there of like, you know where you left your pieces, for example. That happens often with pairs that you're not sure. Yeah. They're already taking the card over there. I'm like, what is going on?
Were they almost done? I'm not sure they were that close, but.
Yeah, that's how you usually kind of like know that somebody's about to finish when the referee takes the paper away.
The Swedish team here, they are pretty far. They had started at the top and bottom and is missing the more darker parts in the middle of the puzzle.
Yeah, and you see different kind of styles. Some people do this like a sideways. Some people do it that the other one is doing kind of like upside down. So there is a little bit of different tactics that you can do here. There is actually Madeleine and Emilia Persson working on. Over there you can see they have finished the colorful parts. Yeah.
But we saw Sofia and Jesper and the Swedes there, they were quite far.
Yeah, this can actually be very like a close finish. Like hard to say right now, but I just know a lot of people have done this.
Yeah, and here
and it's not the hardest puzzle there is. So, and it's a new catalog, so it's most likely if people have done it, they've done it actually recently.
But there's a huge difference how far people are yet.
Yeah.
Here. So I think there will be a quite bigger time span. Do you think that everyone will finish in the 1 hour mark?
I think so, yeah. I think so. A lot of empty tables, for sure.
I've not tried this puzzle. I've been puzzling with my son, and we are not very good, but we often get around 1 hour. Even though we are not that good. So I think that, and that should be a mark for the lower, the ones that are not that fast. So I think they're pretty. I think more or less everyone will be finished in 1 hour.
Yeah, and here also we see like very similar tactic. Everybody's doing first the colorful ones and then working on different sections.
Into the inner section with the more dark colors.
I think what's going to happen here, a lot of pairs will end up actually in the very end working on the same section. So it's going to be like a lot of hands going into the same place.
Yeah, probably in the middle, so they will maybe.
I actually think so also to the middle probably.
When you're doing pairs or teams, it's a good idea not to be working on the same parts.
Yeah.
And some puzzles, it's possible that you almost don't use.
It's actually
Of course, in the end game, there's a few pieces, and then you just.
Like I feel like there's so much I could say about this, but the thing is that a lot of pairs, we have not that many pairs who are actually able to practice, for example, every month together. That's why I don't coach too many pairs. Of course, then there is luckily people who literally live in the same household, and they can actually start optimizing for this kind of like a timing things that you don't end up in the same section for the last minute, but it's actually like optimized time-wise that you understand how long sections take, so you can kind of like split it in a little bit more strategic way.
But that sounds difficult because you have to. But that's also the good puzzlers. They can, while they are flipping the pieces, we haven't been talking that much about flipping, but when they flip the pieces, the good puzzlers, they can at the same time look at the box and figure out what should be the tactics for this specific puzzle.
Yeah. I think in pairs and teams, it always makes sense that if you have like the person who is kind of like stronger, I wouldn't say necessarily on strategy, but the person who also knows the other person's strengths. Because it's one thing to have your own strategy and be really good at it, but you need to know like what your pair is good at. Because then you can be the responsible of kind of like telling. That's why I always like, I give like, for example, if I see my pair is not she's quick, she doesn't really slow down, but sometimes I know how speedy she could be. So sometimes I feel like, okay, you don't find the next section. So I just take a piece in my hand of section I think she would do great well, and I'm just like, take 1 second to look at the piece in my hand and find those. So if you have like one who is responsible on that one, and you let usually the faster one just to focus on the puzzle, that usually works really, really well. But it takes kind of like a sacrifice. But if both people just do whatever they want, often it's not like optimized performance together. And that's how we have situations where on paper we have two very strong individuals, but they still are not faster together than some other pair you wouldn't maybe expect. But yeah, we're like 80 minutes, so I'm expecting somebody to actually be ready quite soon. And I'm actually looking at Rosa and Hanna over there. That has been quite a...
Oh, they're very close.
Mm-hmm.
Which number?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's only 20 pieces, and that's the...
I'm hoping for a Finnish victory, so we can get to the main scoring.
Yeah, then you get 25 points to the next one.
Exactly.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, there's exactly those dark pieces, so they're now working on the middle. Also, they are working on the middle. Holy moly, there's actually a lot of like, oh boys. This is gonna be like a lot of finishes actually on very of these top times. And they're really
can
going
they
for
stay
it.
under 19 minutes? Oh no, we put the weight.
I think it's gonna be 19 something. We just like we
No,
have
no,
so
no,
many.
they'll do it in 19, 3 pieces. Yeah. Exactly. 18, 15. And then who was it?
Rosa and Hanna from Finland, current like third best pair in Finland, just finished a puzzle. Actually, they had done this puzzle before in 20 and something, so they now have a much better time. And it's actually awfully hard to get these kind of like easier puzzles to make your time better, because we're already talking about insane times when we're under 20. So that's amazing.
And now we have Christian and Linda from Norway.
Yep.
They are very close to. We have 60.
Exactly. We are like literally going for it.
They really did a good job.
Sisters over there. Is it gonna be second placement today for Kristen?
I
think so. Yeah, but that's like, as I said, it's really hard because now you have almost like 4 hands there. So yeah, but that's and
20 minutes exactly.
Yeah,
Whoa,
that's
congratulations.
crazy times.
So now we have
today.
2 finishes from Finland and
Every
Norway.
1 minute.
Very, very good. And I think they were maybe quite a bit.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm actually curious where is Madeleine and Emilia Persson doing right now, because they seem to have like a pretty quick start. I know that Emilia Persson is also somebody who doesn't really do new puzzles.
You just saw a table where they were laughing. I think it was just because they finished and say, okay, we have some things where they're really already there.
Yeah, and you see that's not too many pieces left either, but everybody seems to be ending on that middle black part. Yeah. And it's interesting because I actually feel interesting because I probably would have done that black part, because there's colors that people ignore in puzzles, black and white, because we don't register them in our brain, so we have to remember, look for black and white. A lot of puzzles that you think, is there black or white? They're actually very small areas. These pieces are really easy to find just because they're much darker. But you have to be kind of like aware of that. It's a color psychology. It's very interesting how we actually register different kind of colors. But yeah, this is crazy. And we have also a lot of people from different countries here on the chat watching. Richard James Fletcher is sending greetings from Bristol in many languages. So that is amazing, and cheering for Finnish victory. So you definitely got that one for this. And yeah, there we are also in the top left we have. Oh, look, finished. They finished. Whoop, 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 whoop. Are they looking for peace, or what are they looking for?
It seems like.
I think they might be looking just for the paper or something. Maybe they dropped it. And there we have the second best pair in Finland who.
Finishing off now. Only 3 pieces.
They lost us on.
22-30.
Yeah, that is amazing.
Who's that? You know.
Yes, we have Ria and Laura there. So they lost to us by 2 seconds in the Finnish championship, which is insane. That's a lot of it. They could have beaten us.
Really, really close.
Yeah, it was like most.
So they were one of the.
Yeah, you could literally almost call them as a Finnish champion, in my opinion, as well. Like,
no, that was you.
We could share. Yeah, so now we're definitely seeing like, but I think this is gonna be an hour wave. You can see a lot of tables working on that. Yeah, and there's like another one. So yeah, the top 10 is gonna be filled very, very quickly because now people are literally just finishing that middle part or some other part they have. But mostly somewhere in the middle they have something going on. I think there we see, I think that's the Piers and whoever he's paired with. I would actually have to check the list. Nordic pairs. And they finished as well. Yeah, I didn't see it because the box was in the way, but yeah, they look very finished. But are they missing a piece? I think they are. Or what are they looking at? They were.
Maybe.
I think it's sometimes when you're not sure that you lose a piece, so you're not sure whether to call it the time and take the penalty or kind of go and look for it. So
sometimes it's also difficult to see that you miss a piece.
Yeah.
You know, everything, and then you look at the puzzle.
Or that you do the classic mistake, you put a piece in the middle of the puzzle, so you're like, where is the piece? And then that's why you see people kind of like swipe on top of their puzzle because they're just looking. Oh, and we have another finish there. What is going on? Like this is a really quick one. I feel like now every time we're looking at the one of the 4 screens, we can see like usually somebody finishing the. Then we have a Lineberg and Veronica about to finish, just like right now. You can see a lot of hands going on in there. And the last piece, yes, another finish that's from Norway as well. What is happening here? And another finish. I already lost count of how many people have actually finished, so we will have to wait that the results start coming in. But obviously there's so many now, and the volunteers will drop those little papers you can see over there, and then somebody will put it in the system. Woo!
It's also only 4 minutes since right now in the class.
Yeah, and here you can also see now they're showing a couple of tables that people actually do it sideways. So yeah, that's comes down to the preference more than that. I don't think there is like, we cannot say this is statistic. Even statistically we can say this is better than others. Oh, and yeah.
Very close.
Teresa and Susanna.
And 2 Swedish teams.
Oh, another thing. Like this is just. And I feel like a lot of people probably very much also enjoy this puzzle because it has a lot of things to do. Yeah, colorful, it's fun, it's fast. You know, with speed puzzles, we tend to like faster puzzles.
It's more fun to do.
Yeah. And there are also like the last darker pieces going in there right now. Ooh. Yeah, I didn't even
We've lost the count, but we have at least 10 fish.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we are not even halfway to count. So even though it's only 1 hour, then we have 1 more.
Yes. And we actually had in total participants.
One more?
One more? Yeah. Just like, so that's Sana and Jukka from Finland over there in the left bottom corner we just saw. There's more Swedes working on. Well, those are easy.
And here are my old teammates.
Yeah.
Now I have to tell the story. Anne that sits at the left, she has a football school.
Yeah.
That's because all got the champions in the Danish league.
Ah.
She's not wearing the red jersey, but she's wearing AGF shirt.
Yeah.
That's Anna and Sanne who's our
Yeah. Holy moly, this feels like very intense, like
more,
fast paced. Yeah.
finish
Yeah, I think it was there.
14.
We have Inka and I think Nora. I have to double check the name over there, but yeah, this is really like we're going places for sure. And it's like it feels like every second we have another finisher, and we're not even halfway in yet. So out of 80 participants, there's going to be a lot of pairs who are actually going to finish. I'm hoping that everybody will actually finish. They just finished. This is good that we have actually 4 cameras working today because Yeah, you can see like some people raising their hands. That means that they basically want just to make sure that the volunteers get into it. It's just been working well. It's not mandatory if you can all just the coaches there. But we have people coming in
the
so
studio
please.
here. So we'll just find a mic to you.
Yeah. Are the
have
both
one.
of the mics working?
They will be. So tell a little bit about yourself.
Yeah. Tell us, who are you and what do you do? Other than puzzles, of course. How do you feel? That's the most important we want to know because this is intense.
Confused.
Yeah. Surprised.
Yeah, really happy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of emotions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We started the puzzle with me dropping a piece to my back,
Classic.
to the bottom of it, full of stuff. I went looking for it once. I saw it was an edge piece. So I went looking for it once, didn't find it. Said to Rosa, it's gone now. We're gonna take the penalty.
Yeah.
But that was stuck on my mind all the time
Yeah.
while we were puzzling that, like, when we're ready, we still have to take the penalty. So
Yeah.
we are really surprised, at least I am.
Yeah. I'm happy.
I mean,
Yeah.
definitely congratulations on this, and I'm obviously happy as another Finnish sport because we also have the country scoring, so we've been like calculating here what's going to happen. And there was like a lot of chatter going on the live stream already when people saw this puzzle. They went to check that you're my speed puzzling and everything, so we were kind of like keeping an eye on you. What was your strategy on doing this together?
Well, we actually changed our strategy now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we did it from sideways, and now I was in the opposite. So I was working from the top, doing
Yeah.
the dried leaves or
Yeah,
something,
we were
and
wondering
she
the same.
yeah, and she started from the opposite.
Yeah,
side,
I did
and
the
then-
edges first, apart from the one edge piece missing.
Yeah.
Then mostly the colorful stuff.
Yeah, and then we met in the middle with the dark kind of
Yeah.
difficult area. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people are actually also kind of like ending their puzzle. But you said that you changed your strategy. So what was your strategy before? Was it just the orientation of the
Orientation
puzzle?
strategy.
Yeah, and also I think I did not start with the things that I started.
Yeah. More interesting question. Why did you change the strategy?
We felt like it's more beneficial for us as a pair
Yeah.
because when we do it sideways or the way we used to do it,
Yeah.
both of us have to be like this,
Yeah.
and it hurts your back and also like your mind. It hurts your mind too, in a way. So I think this is
Yeah, and I think
what we
this-
have been experimenting lately and
Yeah.
found it useful for us as a pair.
Yeah, it works because I
Yeah.
don't look at the image and you
Yeah,
look
I
at
look
the
at-
image and
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
look
and
at
I
the
think with this one, like as an image, like you now call them trial leaves, so that's
Yeah.
what we're gonna go with for the rest of our
Yeah,
lives.
yeah.
It's like it doesn't really matter which direction you do them.
Yeah.
In a sense, it's almost more like an abstract.
Yeah.
It's not like you're doing a text upside down.
Yeah.
No, you
yeah.
at least I tried to just build some lines because
Yeah.
there are lots of lines. So
And then
it's
Rosa
okay.
asks me, is this oriented right? And I'm like, no,
Yeah.
but I will do it for you. Just
No, but
leave
that's a
it.
good question.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
sometimes you can almost
Yeah.
like build islands, and the one who is looking at the right direction, be just like, is it the
Yeah.
left or right?
That's what we do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have no clue. I just
You build
build
islands.
something and then I hand it
place
over.
it.
Yeah, and I think things comes also down to the communication. Do you talk a lot when you do puzzle, or are you just quiet like Finnish people in general?
I think we talk a lot.
Yeah.
Well, you know me, I'm not quiet. But this time I also experimented with some music for the first time in a competition. Like we never even practiced it. We
Yeah.
said we would, but we never did. So
Yeah.
I had one AirPod in my one ear, and
Yeah.
the music was playing. It worked well.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
didn't talk with the other tables.
Yeah.
Happens in the competition. That's why we experimented with that. So.
Yeah, I used to explain whole puzzle to other competitors too.
Yeah, that actually
That happened
happens.
in Finnish nationals.
Well, that's also like I think because you speak Finnish. I have that problem in every competition I go
Yeah.
because I always speak English
Yeah.
and maturity understands English.
Yeah.
So I have noticed that as well. But sometimes I also do listen to the next pair and I'm like, oh, there's a parrot in this
Yeah.
puzzle. Got it. Okay, noted.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's actually a very interesting point because that only happens if you have shared tables.
Yeah.
With the own tables, you do not actually hear
Yeah.
that. like at least you could hear it, but you would actually have to pay attention a lot to it. We are now like this was our second round for today. I assume you're also competing with your
with our team, yes.
Because your Finnish champion is in team, so I assume that's the team you're going with?
Yes, absolutely. We're going to have a lot of fun with that.
Yeah.
Teams because we've been able to practice a lot.
Yeah, that's amazing. And are you also going with the are you also paired tomorrow and same team?
Same team, same pair tomorrow.
Yeah. Okay. Is tomorrow? This is now like officially the Nordic Championship, and tomorrow is more like an open. Do you still go with the same mindset, or are you going more? Tomorrow is more for funsies, and this is like, let's go for it.
I think I have the same mindset.
Same.
All the competitions. It doesn't. The title of the competition doesn't matter. I'm gonna do my best anyway.
Yeah. But do you think it like gives you kind of like you have a little bit more? Not relaxed in the speed, but maybe it's easier if you have now win and you're moving on to the next round. So you don't have like this major pressure. Does it impact you at all?
Well, I think I don't have any major pressure when I puzzle with the pair or team because for me it's, of course I want to do my best, but it's also for the fun. Even here today with the official. So that's a big part of that for us. So I think that doesn't change.
Yeah, and even if you compete like this high speed that you have, do you, for example, do you just laugh in the middle of competition?
Absolutely,
and
also this competition, I wasn't nervous. I was also worried about not being nervous because somehow it feels after World Series where we have 6 unpublished puzzles, it feels quite different and not that fun to compete with published puzzles and only one round. I'm very happy that we have this competition, but please find unpublished puzzles.
Yeah, you can send feedback to Ravensburg. I think they have like a feedback form in the website, like, hello, I participated this one, so please send it there because we can't really do too much about it. Like the pressure, the overall pressure needs to come like from the bigger crowd. So it's actually very helpful if people like send directly to them. That, hey, this would be amazing.
It takes some of the fun away. Because
it's more about a little bit about the luck. Who has done the puzzle most recently? Or maybe you even had like a speed run with that puzzle. Like that would be like winning a lottery, but still, you know, that could happen. So it's not equal. And of course, there might be someone who doesn't have access to that specific puzzle because it's not maybe available in all markets. So that's kind of the issue as well. Someone has an advantage.
And also with unpublished puzzles, there's luck involved because we don't all have the same strengths, but at least it's the first step for everyone.
Yeah, definitely. But it's so fun to hear that you also laugh because I feel like as much as I also curse while I do a puzzle, but I also find like me and Steffi, for example, we laugh all the time, especially when we do something like stupid, like we drop pieces or something. We're just laughing or like almost like pashing each other in like a fun banter way, but it's just like it just makes it all fun. And as you can see, like we have so many finishes, and hopefully we're gonna actually clear the table, and then we still have teams later that day. So what's your preparation for that?
No preparation.
No preparation.
Let's have some food.
I think that's good. I'm gonna let you go get some food, get ready for that. Thank you and congratulations again.
Thank you.
All right, probably while interviewing, we probably have another, I don't know what, so many finishes going on over here. Let me actually take a look at some of the results if we have them here. Uno momento. Where do I get the results? Here we are. Nordic pairs. Okay, so we're already like at 37 minutes. So far the results for me show only until 27 minutes. So probably there's a lot of finishes. And I'm also gonna share this result link to the chat because I just noticed it hasn't been there yet. Where is it now? So if you want to see the results, you can see them over there. But And you're back.
I'm back. You got a good chat with the
Yes.
new champions?
Absolutely. Did you go check how was the competition area? Is it?
I wasn't in there.
You wasn't there.
I was around talking with some more people in the lounge area.
There are so many people here to
Because
talk with.
if you are living nearby, you should come see it tomorrow if you not. Because there is a huge area where you also can see the live stream and for
Yeah.
the people on the bypasses.
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of things going on here. I think the organization so far absolutely fantastic. But yeah.
And I also talked to some of the competitors and say that the light is quite good.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think
Because
it's equal to everybody because it's so high, so it evens out.
The lamps go the other diagonal on the table, so that also so there's no black poles around.
Yeah.
As far as I'm I'm just getting back, nearing a clean room. There's not that many left.
Yeah, you can definitely see a lot of empty tables going on. What was interesting to me that we actually have 80 pairs competing, and we had 94 solos. Because in pairs that means that we actually have 160 people competing in this round. So that's pretty cool. That's a lot of people.
I saw that there was one doing the puzzle alone.
Yeah.
You don't see that normal in a pairs competition.
Yeah, I think usually if you have like a very late cancellation or something, so it's still nice if you're left.
They had an extra piece, maybe someone else missed it.
Usually when there is extra piece or somebody's missing a piece, it's a match. So you should just go find
but
like why.
I have also at home done puzzles where there was 5 or 6 extra pieces.
Oh yeah, happened to me as well.
So production errors can.
Yeah, they can definitely occur. And this has been always a question I like to ask people. Do you think it's more troublesome to have an extra piece or missing? Because the extra piece can be also annoying, especially if it's an easy piece, but not like so clear that you realize that it's a duplicate.
It's very difficult to say because it depends on when, at what time you come to the place
That's
where they should
also
have been.
very true.
Because you're right, if you have an extra piece and you don't find out that it's an extra piece, you could try that look, depending on the colors and so on, you can really use a lot of time on trying to fit it in.
Yeah.
And then maybe you put it aside and then you forget that and maybe try that one more time.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. If it's somewhere like where you, for example, start with and you have a missing piece, that's like hard to shake off because you think I lost the piece. I think what happened in Worlds, I think 2 years ago when Kristin went, in her classification round, she was missing like 6 pieces from the sky, and everybody started with the sky. So of course, like she was looking in the middle of the competition. But it ended up being like a factory malfunction, and that's why we today have the rule that if you're clearly missing like 5 or more pieces in one section, it will be clarified as the factory's fault.
Then we will give the fault to the factory instead of your.
So you don't get the whole penalty for if it's clearly that it's not your fault.
But I think the missing piece is most troublesome for me. I think because it depends because I'm also just doing parts of the puzzle.
Yeah.
And if something is missing, I will put that aside and try something else. But so I'm not sure. What is the normal answer to that question? Is it a missing piece or?
I would say that the answers really depend, and not everybody actually have experience with, for example, extra piece because it's not that common. I think missing piece, a lot of people who've done like hundreds of puzzles have at least one experience with. I don't really mind missing piece anymore this day because I can usually catch it in a way that I just assume that it's missing. Because that's also one thing. If you get like completely flipped over it in your mind, so I'm just learning like, okay, it could be just, I always say like, oh, factory fault. So then if I happen to find it was my fault, it doesn't matter. But at least when I tell myself that, I don't get like over it, like overthinking it the whole time then.
That's good. Because one thing that's very important is that you don't come to a full stop.
Yeah.
That will happen at some time if you're speed puzzling. You will go think, okay,
Yeah.
what's next, and then you will maybe lose a few seconds. Someone can be very confused and losing a lot of seconds.
Yeah, I think what is very important skill is actually if you look at your puzzle and you see an empty spot there, are you able to visualize how the piece looks without looking at the image? That is actually extreme because if you can visualize it in your mind, you can very quickly find that piece. And that's why I said I don't really mind missing pieces anymore because a lot of times in teams, I have practiced this skill so much that I'm looking a piece for this hole and I don't see it in the mix of pieces, so I'm just saying somebody has my piece in their hand. Because I know, like, of course I sometimes go wrong, but I'm pretty confident if I'm like, I don't see the piece, I know, show me what is in your hand.
Yeah.
I want it now.
No, and then we just had two Danish teams side by side finishing off. We are really close to having all participants finishing off.
And we still have more than 15 minutes left.
Yeah.
So there is plenty of time to finish this. What is actually interesting to me, maybe we get to interview somebody on the next round. I'm curious what is people take on, like, do they prefer that the individual is first? Or for example, that they would start off with the, for example, pairs? Because some people have a clear preference that they, for example, want the pairs first because individual is more important to them and they want to kind of like warm up rather than going straight to the...
Yeah, maybe, but you can also say that you're already a bit tired at the second competition.
Exactly.
So that depends on...
Exactly. People have like very interesting like arguments why they have a certain preference, and for some people it's just like also they don't really care for the individual. As we can see, we have much more pairs here, and I think it's also same happening tomorrow in the open. It's actually interesting because there is, I don't think this is so common in Nordic countries, but especially like in Belgium and Netherlands, people often just come for the teams competition. They don't even compete in the individual category because they have much more history of like team competitions. And I think it's kind of like the vice versa in Nordic countries. A lot of our first nationals in Sweden and Finland didn't even have teams category in the first year.
Okay.
So that can also impact. But you can see a lot of people like, they actually, I think, it looks like they have done the dartboard in the middle. Am I seeing it correctly?
No, that's right. They are doing the opposite as almost. They are the first team I have seen that have done the...
You did not see that both of us in here in the live stream studio, we just like leaned over with our faces like,
see,
is it?
Can that be right? Has someone used another strategy?
Yeah, exactly. It's always like, it's like saying on my competitions they open the puzzle and it was like, what is it?
And
yeah,
I
a lot of empty
also
tables there.
saw that there's one sitting alone at one table, but there was two names on the card, so I'm pretty sure it has a name draw from one of the team, one of the pairs members.
Yeah, but the pairs are interesting in a way that also what I really like to do with the pair is that if we have kind of like different strengths, because then it feels like almost no matter what puzzle we will get, it's like
we can
we'll
like help each other. So sometimes it's
exactly,
and that's also better because because then you're not always the best or the one. Then you can both have the feeling of I'm the one that makes most progress.
Yeah, exactly. Like you can both like do something.
Of course, help each other, but then again, it's nice to know that you're really pushing on.
Yeah, exactly. And you can have like different kind of strategies, and you don't go like both because that's horrible. Even in a team, like you at least need to have somebody who has the energy to go the whole time because that will keep up the energy for everybody. Yeah. But if you all go like, okay, wop wop wop.
We talked about the black stick.
Yeah.
Now we see that these last finishers.
Yeah.
Almost all of them have done the black part.
Yeah.
So probably that wasn't that good a strategy because we saw all the fastest puzzlers. They did the black part at the end.
I may disagree with that. So a lot of times when you're fast, you just follow your intuition. You almost go into this autopilot mode where you don't think. When you're slower, and I'm talking purely now about speed, you actually also have time to more actively like consciously think
Okay, yeah,
about
so
your
then
strategy.
you have to think about, okay, the black thing is in fact a small part. So.
Yeah, so they may have actually just like been really thinking like, oh, actually it makes sense to do that. Where you, when you're like super fast under this like sub 20 times, you don't think until you're finished. So sometimes that actually causes what we see, that people do things in a different order. So I wouldn't like, that's what I always say, like when I do coaching and editing, I want to know the why something happens rather than make like conclusions like, oh, like for example, if you look at some fastest speed buses, you could make like, oh, I should do that because they do it that way. But it really depends on your background and everything, your other strengths and skills. Should you be actually doing that or not? Yeah. And if you don't even know why that person does it, and is it actually a good thing? Is it like the key ingredient, or is it just something that they do out of habit that doesn't actually even impact on the performance? So you always want to know kind of like why. But yeah, that was kind of like a great point, that we indeed can see almost pretty clearly here that those people are working on that area.
Here we have one that they also do the black part at the end.
Yeah.
But several of the others have done the black part.
Yeah, and there is, and of course, puzzles can be done in multiple orders. I think people overthink the order a lot of times. I would say every third person I coach, we have this conversation that they said that they feel like they're not doing the right order, and I always say that I very rarely see somebody doing like completely in the wrong order or puzzle. What is actually impacting their performance is that they keep questioning themselves the whole time, is this the right order, is this the right order? It's not the wrong order or right order that impacts the performance, it's their overthinking. They're using a lot of cognitive energy to it. So I tell them
also
like,
during the puzzle.
yeah, like what I like to say is that, you know what, even if you do the wrong choice but you do confident and you don't think about it, you will be faster than you would be if you do it the right order but you think about it too much.
Yeah.
So stop thinking, more doing.
Let the hands dance, fingers dance on the puzzle and put some pieces in.
Because statistically the probability that you would do a puzzle in the wrong order is quite small, and I would say most of us, no matter your speed, you actually do know when you choose the wrong one. It comes down more about flexibility, like cognitive flexibility, that you're able to move on from it and switch the task if you notice that happening.
We have 3 teams here that's very close. Sorry about the freeze of one of the cameras, but we have here, maybe they already finished and on the top right corner, but we are very close. Yeah, they are missing. Oh no, the back. Oh no, it's extra 10 seconds. So they didn't get under 50. Yeah, that was. Should they have taken the penalty? I think they used more than 10 seconds to find it.
Yeah, but I don't think you should go case by case. I always say have your default strategy. I always take just the penalty.
Okay.
Because if you go case by case, you leave the door open for consideration, and that takes usually more time than.
That's right, but often people find it before the 10 seconds.
Yeah.
So we had 3 tables here. There was between 10 and 51. Are they doing it before 51?
Yeah, and if you're looking at the arena right now, very much empty tables, and we still have 10
and
minutes
here
left.
we have they lift the puzzle.
Yeah, then we have Rebecca, and now was it Julie? And other finish there.
Yeah, super. That's good. It's really nice that it's right now. It seems that everybody, perhaps except the one that was solo.
Yeah. Absolutely. And there
we can see it on the walk there in the lower left corner that we only have a few tables left.
Yeah, not too much. And still, like, I think it's actually good to have 60 minutes time limit for this.
Yeah.
It's pretty accurate in a way, if you're trying to aim that at least most of the tables are cleared at that point.
Yeah.
You also don't want to put it, in my opinion, you don't want to put it like too long just because there might be a slower pace, because you also don't want to give the pressure to somebody that everybody else is finished and you're still doing it for another 20 minutes. Because we have also participants who come for the first time just to see how they will do.
But not here because this qualifying here. So. But tomorrow there will probably, if there is more time to each competition, and there will probably be more sitting at the end. There's also another important point about the judges have to be ready for the next competition. So if we make it longer, then some judges they don't get the rest, and all the puzzlers they need to wait even longer.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
if you are in the top here, you will have to wait almost an hour to the next.
Yeah.
That's not that long, but I think it's a long day. So if the pause should be long enough that you can relax, but also if you get too long, you get.
Yeah, you don't want. There is like the
if
sweet
you have
spot.
to wait several hours, then you will be tired.
Yeah, there is the point where you start just going like, okay, you kind of like we go it's like a halfway dead in Finland. You just like start like slowing down, and your energy goes down. So there has to be a little bit like, okay, now I have time to relax and then get excited for the next round. If there's too much time left in between. Yeah, it does happen. You kind of start losing the momentum, so to say.
Yeah.
But yeah, we still have 7 minutes. I think they can do it.
Yeah, they will do it, I'm sure.
Totally cheering for them to finish that one.
Even though it also seems that a little bit like they were.
And you can see the devotion there, like still standing. It's not like, okay, like we're like really trying to get this done.
But they are struggling with not the black parts. Yeah, a little bit black at the top. Not that much.
Yeah, it's
and
kind
now
of like
they have a camera all the time. I don't think that you don't always like that when you're one of the last ones that you put.
Yeah, I think people getting more used to it. I feel like a couple of years ago when the world started like live streaming and stuff, people always said that, you know, when the camera's there, you get no peace in. It's just like it's magical. Camera arrives and nothing goes nowhere. So it can cause pressure, but I think some people are so used to it that they don't even know when they are being filmed.
No.
Because it's not something you really pay attention at one point. But yeah, there we go. It's a funny story. I think in 2024, my husband was with me when I traveled to the Swedish Championship. He doesn't do puzzles, so obviously he wasn't planning on competing. But somebody didn't have a pair, so he ended up competing in pairs.
Okay.
And then he got through the classification round to the final because they had the rule back then that like 5 best internationals go like automatically, and there was so little.
Still so in national.
Yeah, but back then there was just a few internationals. So he made it to the final, and they had like the camera on them for like the last 15 minutes when they were finishing in the final. Yeah. Like the limelight, and you know when they finish, the whole audience is like clapping and everything, of course.
At the Danish championships, I have 2 daughters, Sophia, which is here, and Louise, which is not competing that often, but she was almost finishing in the time limit, but she missed 3 pieces or so, and she was on the live stream at the end. So everybody in the sitting in another room listening to the live stream, they were saying, "Oh no, she didn't do it."
Oh my god!
So, but they're getting real close. Is there any other commentaries from the?
Oh, just people saying woo. there is like a lot of excitement. Especially always in the beginning, like seems like a lot of audience here. And yeah, the teams is gonna be interesting because now we're getting very close to see the unpublished puzzle. Yeah, that is gonna be. How much do we have break between this round and the next one?
The next one will
actually start at 2, so that's actually a much longer break that we're gonna have.
So we have a lunch break now, so everybody have time to get some lunch. So we have a longer break. That's right. So it's it's starting in. The stream will be on in 1 hour and 3/4. I think.
Yeah.
A little bit before 2 o'clock.
Yeah.
Central European time.
Mhm.
So
yeah, a little bit longer break.
So you can you should not go away right now, but in 5 minutes we will be off for 1.5 hours.
Exactly.
Then we'll do as the other times that the live stream go on without commentary until they start, and then we will comment there. We haven't looked that much into how fast they were at flipping those things. Sometimes we were.
I have actually never really paid attention how fast pairs flip. Yeah,
but you can do it in 2 minutes or something like that.
Well, definitely, because in an individual it's
It's somewhere between 3 and 4 minutes. Isn't it?
I would say statistically I think between 3 to 4 is like pretty typical. There are some, of course, who are even a little
now
bit
they're
Yep. You see?
only a few pieces. We can do it.
So many. Last piece.
Are they done? Did they miss a piece? No, they are. Oh, yeah. They are smiling. That's
all
lovely.
done.
That's very nice because this community almost someone is disappointed at some point, but most is glad when they finish.
Yeah, some people may feel awkward of the cameras, but that's also perfectly like natural. Not everybody wants to be like on the limelight all the time. But it's so fun that we do these live streams because everybody at home and in other countries can follow and see like what's going on. I think that's part of the fun.
That's really great.
Yeah, and it's great visibility for the sport itself.
Yeah.
And not just like, so we're not just like some random event somewhere happening. People tell that it happened.
This is big.
This is
Nordic Championships. It's a big
Exactly.
thing.
Exactly. So yeah, I'm literally looking at our studio setup. There's so many cables going. Our live stream guy has like 3 screens, computer screens.
A server and
It's so funny.
a digital box and everything.
Yeah, everything is like I would not know what cable goes somewhere. I often help to take them off, but I would not be very helpful setting it up. That's for sure.
We have had some problems. Sorry about that, with some cameras freezing up, and the problems with the streams that was right at the beginning. But now everything, I think most things have worked this time. A few camera freezes, but not that much. And as we see, we only have one table left, and that's because she is missing her pair colleague.
Yeah.
Because when you're an individual and almost do it in 1 hour, you could easily be doing it with almost everyone, and you probably have a good partner. So
exactly.
Would have been finished in half an hour.
Yeah, I mean that's very close.
Or
even
35 minutes or something.
Yeah, that's very close of finishing just alone. So, yeah, and it's quite nice that they're like. Sometimes it just happens somebody gets sick on the day before, traveling hazard or something. So it's nice that you are still let to actually compete.
Yeah.
Like in theory, I also think in teams it is allowed if you at least have 3 members. In the team.
Now the time's up, and we will do a count for the last person there. I'm not sure if all results are in yet. How many participants did we have? Was it
80.
80. So we are missing this last 7, but they will be up soon. On the, you had put the link on the.
Yes.
Yeah. So you can find the link on the World Jigsaw Puzzle.
Awesome, and we will be back in hour and 45. No, actually, hour and a half an hour.
Yeah. Then the live stream will on in 1 hour and 45 minutes.
Yeah.
We'll be live again.
Yes. Amazing.